Hello, Fateh. Welcome to the call. Thank you so much for agreeing to share this resume session with the rest of the students, especially in preparation for the career fair. So, Fateh, how can I help you?
Yeah, I just wanted some help with like reviewing my resume and seeing like ways I can improve it.
Okay, so let's start with your resume, and then I'm going to direct you to some resources so that we can improve from where you're at. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, Fateh, let me just clear the sharing, and you should be able to share your screen. And then on a separate window, I want you to open up the LinkedIn because I want to give you some resources because we usually don't finish resume issues in just one sitting because it requires you to do more thinking, obviously, so that you're putting the proper and more effective information in a resume. So you should be able to share now, Fateh. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And you want me to share?
Share the resume, and then on a separate window, open the LinkedIn group, because we'll be jumping back and forth between your resume and the LinkedIn group, so I can give you more resources to help you improve your current version.
So share my screen.
Thank you.
Then if I just move over, could you see?
Yeah, I can see it now. If you could just make it bigger, please, so that people viewing this video could see it also, that would be great. No way to make it bigger? Maybe a Control Plus, maybe? If that works on your computer? It doesn't, yeah, because it's an internal version. You don't have it as a PDF or anything. I think that should be fine. I think I can see it fine. I'm hoping the viewers of this recording can see it. So you have a summary, educated, all right, and then you have your education. So Fateh, what is this resume designed for? Internship, full-time job, what are we looking for?
Yeah, I'm trying to design it for a full-time job.
Okay, full-time job. So let's see, education, graduating May 2026, and then skills, work experience. You're currently working as a at Lavner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Education. Okay, looks good. And then software engineer intern. Scroll further down, please. So as far as work experience, you have 1, 2, and then considering projects are also experience, you actually have 4 experiences. And you did, it's not quite consistent, but you have quantification like that part. The first one where you say reducing downtime by 50%. Oh, what happened? Your share disappeared.
Stop.
Yeah, I think you must have hit a button or something. Yeah, there you go. So you said reducing downtime by 50%. What happened? You reduced size. You did something, it reduced the size. So.
Oh, can you, sorry, better?
Okay, yeah, reducing downtime. And then if you go further down, aimed. So you get the concept of talking about results. Okay, like for example, where you said reduce downtime by 50%, it's results, but majority of your resume is really more describing what you did. So question to you, Fateh, we'll bring this to the surface. Why is it important to talk more results versus describing? Why do you think that's important?
I think because if you show the result, it's like something that they can like measure and see like, okay, you actually did something instead of just giving like the job description.
And why is that important to them, the readers of your resume?
They probably want to hire someone that's done something similar to what they're looking for.
Well, not just similar, because I did it is one thing, but what if I had 2 people who did it? What would differentiate one from the other? if both people did it, what would make one person shine if they had two candidates that both did what they're looking for?
Probably the person that did it better and for like a longer time.
Correct. Better is really a function of your results, right? All right. So let's keep this window open, but I want you to go to another window, open up your LinkedIn, because I want to send you to some resources. So our discussion makes much, much more sense, not just to you, but also to the viewers of this video. We're going to come back to this, so make sure you could go back and forth.
Okay, let me check that. LinkedIn.
Do you need to clean up some stuff you want me to share instead?
Yeah, I have to clean some stuff.
All right, let me share my screen and then you can follow with me. And then when we need to go back, we'll go back to your resume, okay? So under this, we want to go to LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn like this, Pate, you want to click home. You could follow with me as you clean up your screen so that you can share later. You type in, are you part of the Illinois Tech Career Services group?
Yeah, I think I joined recently.
Okay, so just for the purposes of the people on the call, Illinois Tech Career Services, you just type this in. When you click see results, you want the group version versus the people version. Okay, so what's showing on the screen is the people selection for Illinois Tech Career Services, but you want the groups. So you could click groups, and then you see where it says Illinois Tech Career Services. Fateh should see view posts just like I'm seeing, but if you're new and haven't joined the group, it's going to say join. So Fateh, what you want to do is go to the actual group, and this is where the resources for anything job search resides for Illinois Tech. All right. So what you're seeing, were you able to explore a little, Fateh? Not really.
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay, so when you're in the Illinois Tech Career Services page, I will show you how powerful this is because number one, you guys are very busy students. This is available to you 24/7. So you could intersperse your job search activities with your studies. So all you have to do is just scroll down the screen like this. And if you notice, you see where it says 24/7 LinkedIn index as a comment. If I keep scrolling down, you will see that repeated all over the place. So all you have to do is click one instance. And we purposely put it as a comment on all the posts so that students cannot claim that they can't find it. So what you're seeing on the screen now is a listing. We even have a video showing you how to use it, a listing of categories of questions that students have asked of career services. So Fateh came to us today with a resume question. So all you have to do is click resume. And when you click resume, it opens up this document. Oh, sorry, it didn't. I lied. When you click this, it opens up this document, which says index. So Fateh, what this is started out as a collection of links that was follow-up to conversations like this. However, once we started sharing this list of links, that wasn't originally intended as an index. We had to like put the hashtag in front of the different topics. Students ask about on campus. We did a hashtag on campus, hashtag referrals, hashtag resume. So under hashtag resume, if you click resume design principles, this is where we get into the detail as to how we can help you with your resume, Fateh. Were you able to follow that?
Yep, I'm following right now.
All right, cool. Any questions on the way I directed you so far?
No.
So far, so good. So this is why I want to talk about this in relation to your resume, because all these design principles that you're seeing, any question about a resume could actually be summarized by these 4 design principles. So let's talk about number 1. It says, think like the hiring manager and their job description. Why is that important, Fateh?
Because you want it to kind of match your resume.
Yes, you want it to match exactly what they're looking for so that you're more relevant. And then the second part says, ensure that the resume talks about results versus task descriptions. And you did pretty well with this, with that one bullet. Okay, we just discussed it, and you said if they had to pick between two people who already have some background in doing what they're looking for, they will pick the person with better results in what they're looking for, right? So now, do you understand how if we want to make your resume much more powerful, it has to have results all over the place so that you could beat anybody else with lesser. Does it make sense?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Questions about that?
Nope.
All right, so let's go to the second one. By the way, like for the career fair, sometimes you have a resume that doesn't necessarily address any specific job descriptions. So in that case, like at a career fair, because you don't necessarily have job descriptions, you research available resources for the job title you're looking for, and sometimes even for the company that you're looking for. So you have an example here as to what to do. Does that make sense, Fateh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go to design principle number 2. It's saying hiring managers have very little time. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay, so in honor for you to be effective with your resume, you have to honor that fact. You have to design your resume such that knowing that they're very busy, you need to structure your resume such that it gives the reader easy and fast access to relevant information. So I'm going to ask you a question, Fateh. Why is it important to give them relevant information versus complete information? Because sometimes a lot of people, they're more focused on having complete information. Why is relevant more important versus complete relative to the readers having very little time?
So if they have less time, they probably don't want to read through like a full description of what's happening. They just want to get to the point, like, did you do what they want you to do?
Very good. Good job. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you could share your resume again, and then let's look at this. Actually, but since we're here, so that we don't go back and forth, I just realized that we'll be going back and forth sharing. Let's just take a look at number 3 really quickly. It's saying that a resume tailored to the job description is actually preparation for your interview. Because guess what you'll be talking about at the interview? You want to focus on what they're looking for again in their job description. And if you took the time to call out your results on a resume, you're already prepared for the interview because that's the same exact thing you want to talk about to prove your worth to the hiring company. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is saying that it's your job search. Consider all advice, consider any advice, including my advice, but whether to follow it or not is up to you because you're the one who's looking for the job and it's your job search.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes somebody could swear, oh, this method works for me, but you know, even if everybody else is saying it doesn't work for them, if it's working for you, go ahead and do it. By the same token, if something isn't working, stop doing it. All right. So let's go to, how about you share this time? And let's talk about your resume relative to those 4 design principles. Let's apply the information we just talked about in your resume. All right. So can you mimic what I did on in the index? Because I was going to point something out already with your summary.
Like, wait, I didn't understand what you said.
Go to the LinkedIn index, and I want to show you another resource because I'm looking at your summary right now. This is exactly why I wanted you to share earlier so that you just go back and forth. So you and me just switching sharing is not very effective. So are you able to do that now?
Okay, so LinkedIn.
Yeah, go to the LinkedIn group. So this is good so that people, actually top middle, click home, top middle. Middle, that's not the middle. On the left, it says groups. Click groups. Oh, doesn't sound like you're part of it because it should show up here if you're part of the LinkedIn group. Type in Illinois Tech Career Services like I showed earlier. There you go. And then click groups. Yeah, you're not part of it. Thank you for letting me demonstrate that. Let me approve it really quick so that the viewers can see. So that makes sense that you weren't able to look around because you weren't part of it. So hang
Yeah,
on.
I thought...
Hang on, Fateh. Let me just, no worries. Let me just click it here so that you can see it. All right, I just approved it. So if you refresh, you should be able to see it now. Beautiful. So now go to any comment, find 24/7 LinkedIn index. You don't even need to open it, just scroll down. Yep, that's fine. And then go to resume. Good job. And then go to the resume design principles. Nice work, man.
Resume design.
Ninth bullet. Yep. All right, back to the index. Index, the left tab.
Oh, here?
Yep. So scroll down. You see where it says group coaching 2025 spring guide?
Yep.
So aside from group coaching, you see that there's a bunch of them with different dates, right? And if you notice in brackets, it talks about the problems. These are all videos, actually, and the specific problems addressed, just like I'm addressing Fateh's problem today. If you take a look at those, that's additional resource for you with your specific problem. So we started putting in what the issue was that was addressed in that recording. So if you keep on scrolling further down, it also says resume workshop. Those are also recordings. And then further down, it says case study. These are actual resumes of students before and after. So the reason I had you show this was I was taking a look at your summary. I want you to click case study by Better, who was a freshman at the time. I want you to scroll to the bottom right. There is a square, bottom right, there's a square, open it up, and then click the plus sign to make it bigger, please. And then I want you to take a look at the, I'm not sure what happened. Did LinkedIn hang on you?
Oh, I think because I made it, it's only sharing this screen.
Okay, so I guess, which summary is better, yours or that?
Probably this person's.
Well, probably, why?
It's much more descriptive.
Descriptive, but more importantly, based on what you and I talked about, was it, what is it calling out that we just said is important to the hiring managers? It's calling out what?
Like what they require in the job description.
No, what did we say in design principle number 1? Talk about
Results.
exactly. So do you see how Benjamin just kept on talking about result after result after result? And guess how this is strategic, because it's at the top of the resume. This is the first thing that the hiring manager reads, right? So if you did your work of studying the job description, you have the opportunity to curate a summary that is supposedly very, very effective. I mean, because you know what they want, you know what you have to offer, so it's your task to quote unquote connect the dots for the reader so that you are the top choice. Questions?
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay, let's switch back to your resume. So we just realized that your summary isn't very powerful. Okay, you had the right idea of having a summary, but your summary is the quote unquote old way of writing summaries. And sometimes people say, don't even write a summary. Sometimes they call it an objective for the very reason that yours is not really telling them a whole lot. Okay, the way you worded it, it's not really telling them a whole lot. You say you're an experienced undergraduate. How do they know? You're giving this to a stranger, right? So you're claiming to be experienced versus if you talk about a result to the fact that you were experienced, there is no question that you're experienced. Do you see the contrast?
Yeah.
The way you word it, you're just claiming to be it. However, if you called out results, it's very obvious that you're experienced. Make sense?
Yeah.
Questions?
No questions.
So when we go back to Benjamin's resume, the way he came up with his summary was really in the bullets down below. So the information for your summary is actually already in your 4 experiences. You have 2 work experiences and 2 projects, right?
Yeah.
So remember when I said the summary is an opportunity for you to, based on your understanding of the job description, you get to tailor or curate your background relative to what they are looking for. Are you understanding the strategy?
Yeah.
So here's my question. Out of your 4 experiences, so what's the job title of the full-time position that you want?
It's like software engineering.
Okay, for a software engineer, here's my question that addresses relevance immediately. So out of your 4 experiences, Fateh, let's scroll further down so even the viewers can see that you have 4 experiences. All right, so out of those 4 experiences that you have on the screen, based on your understanding of software engineer job descriptions that you've read, which of these 4 experiences is the most important that you want them to read first? Because it's very, very relevant to their job description. Which of these 4?
It's probably the second work experience, the software
Very
engineering
good. Okay,
intern.
software engineer intern. Very good. So for the purposes of our discussion, software engineer intern is your segment 1. Segment 1 is what we're calling the most relevant experience that Fateh has for the job description. So if your segment 1 is software engineer intern, what's your segment 2?
Maybe a project,
Which one?
the mortgage management system.
Okay, good. So your segment 1 is software engineer intern. Your segment 2 is mortgage management system. What's your segment 3?
The IT intern.
IT intern, very good. And obviously camera app is your segment 4. Okay. So now Fateh, based on your knowledge of their job description and your knowledge of what you have to bring to the table, remember Benjamin's summary? Now you have the ability to arrange your summary with results that start with software engineer intern, followed by mortgage management system, followed by IT intern, followed by camera app. Are you getting the strategy?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, without talking about what we're talking about, you in this current form expect them to just see IT intern, software engineer, mortgage management, camera app, because that's the chronological order. So now the summary could be a strategic way for which to address your relevance immediately at the top of the resume.
Okay.
Questions about what we discussed?
No, it makes sense.
Okay, so after doing this same thing that I'm doing with you, Fateh, I asked Benjamin, okay, let's scrub your segment 1. Once we're done with 1, let's scrub your segment 2. Okay, so we scrub the entire resume, and scrubbing entails like what I told you at the very beginning of the session, where I said, you understand the concept of results, but you're not consistent. Okay, so let's drill down into your segment 1, software engineer intern. All right, so I notice you have 3 bullets. So here's the next question. Remember how design principle said you need to give them what they're looking for sooner versus later. If you have 3 bullets, the first bullet had better be the highest priority of relevance. So is this arranged Your 3 bullets for software engineer intern, is it arranged according to relevance, from the most relevant to the least?
No.
Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to address, and we're not going to do it on this call. And that's why I sent you to the resources, because like I said at the beginning of this call, there's more work for you to be done after we have this discussion. So you know what to do about rearranging the bullets, right?
Yeah.
So now that we're talking about it, which of those 3 is the top? Which
I
should
think
have been the
probably
first? The
the
last
last
one?
one. Yeah.
Okay, so you said develop test cases and debugging strategies to improve code quality and program performance. Okay, do you see how this is more of a describing versus results?
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
really saying anything specific.
exactly. And you see how this is an issue, right? Because I asked you the question, which of these is more important? According to 𝗏𝗏, because 𝗏𝗏 was the one who did the work, right? He knows that the 3rd bullet is the most relevant according to the job description. However, the way you worded it is not communicating that. Do you see how we have a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew it, but the way you shared it for them to read, you're not communicating what 𝗏𝗏 knows about what he did and what he has to offer. Making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So this is usually where most students have the problem. How do you call out results and accomplishments? You already have the concept, but sometimes when people apply to a specific job like this, let me give you a flavor of what you will hear in the other recordings, because most of those recordings have what we're about to do. So one way for you to call out results and accomplishments is to have a partner, like I'm partnering up with you right now. Okay, so my instructions to you relative to the first bullet where you develop test cases is I'm going to have 𝗏𝗏 do a brain dump on Bernie. Well, Bernie is going to be listening for what did 𝗏𝗏 really accomplish. That kind of brings out your value. So talk to me about the 3rd bullet. I'll be interrupting you.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
at M1, it was basically like I met up with the team lead, and
You
what we
met up
did
with a
was we,
team lead. Okay, so you're implying a group of people. How many people in
yeah,
this group?
I think it was like 4 group leads,
4 group leads or 4 people in the group?
4 people, and then 1 group lead. Yeah.
Okay, so 4 people, including the lead?
No, there's 4 of us and then 1 group lead.
Okay, so you collaborated on a team of 4 is an accomplishment, because sometimes they're looking for collaboration skills. Are you taking notes? So you
Yes, I do.
collaborated on a team of 4. So continue where you were saying. You checked in with the group lead.
And we basically were told to make some test cases
Mhm.
and improve our debugging strategies for a piece of code that we were given.
Okay, how many test cases did they ask for?
Um, I think it was like 50 per section.
Okay, and how many did you do? Did you overachieve, underachieve?
I think I did like exact 50.
Okay, so you kind of met requirements is another accomplishment.
Mhm.
Are you getting where I'm going with this? So far you collaborated on a team of 4, you met requirements, and when you call out your requirements, you're going to say 50 specifically. The way you have it written, you just said develop test cases. Sounds like you actually
Yeah.
developed 50 test cases
Mhm.
and met requirements. Do you notice how we're calling out 3 so far that are
Yeah.
highlighting 𝗏𝗏's value with this project? Questions about what I'm calling out so far?
Nope.
Does it make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah.
Do you see why it's going to improve your resume based on who's reading?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk some more, or do you understand what needs to be done?
Yeah, I think I get it. Yeah.
Okay, here's another question. So you were collaborating on a team of 4. Was there any part of the entire group tasks that you led?
Yeah, I think I led like the last
What
4.
what was it? Oh, 4 test cases?
Yeah, no, the last 4. So there's like sections. There's like
Okay.
maybe 10.
Okay, so you know all the details. I'm just saying that as far as Fatah's accomplishments, you collaborated on a team of 4. You led X, whatever X is. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you worked on 50 test cases. And then what else did we forget?
Met requirements stuff.
Yes, yes. So now do you understand how we transform describing, which is what you did in the 3rd bullet, versus highlighting results?
Yeah, I understand. Yep.
Questions about the process? Otherwise, I'll send you to some more resources about results versus describing.
Yeah, I think I get it. I understand.
Okay, cool. So now that we scrub software engineer intern, I expect you to do your segment 2, segment 3, segment 4, because once you complete all of those 4, you're obviously not going to include all the bullets per experience. You're going to pick the top bullets, again, based on your understanding of what they're looking for, and that will comprise information in your summary.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
All right, go back to the index, please. Let me show you some more resources for describing versus. So you scroll further down past the case study, go further down, please. That part where it says describing versus accomplishments and results, all
Mm-hmm.
the way to career log accomplishments and results. That entire section talks about the problem that we just discussed. So I want you to click the first one, describing versus accomplishments and results.
This one?
Yes. So Fateh, you are a software engineer hiring manager, okay? So you have 3 candidates, A, B, and C. Who will you call in for an interview and why?
They're all like the same thing, but the candidacy talks a little more about results.
Okay, so you understand that the effect that C had on you as a hiring manager is the exact same effect that you want to have on the reader of your resume and its bullets. Make
Okay.
sense? All right,
Yep, makes sense.
close this window, back to the index. So I showed you that was the first bullet, all the way to career log, right? So we even show you how to use GPT or artificial intelligence to help you with the bullets, okay? In this case, I talked you through calling out results. So you can also do this with AI so that you can make your resume much, much more efficient using AI versus what you and I just did.
Okay.
And the reason we talk about all these nuances when I'm speaking to you is because AI is only as good as the instructions you give it. And you have to keep on refining it until it gives you what you want, okay? Because human intelligence trumps artificial intelligence from that perspective. Okay, so you have that entire section to help you with the rest of your bullets.
Okay.
So let me give you an example of the work that needs to get done in between the recordings and the case studies further back up. Okay, where it says resume follow-up. So do you see how this student sent me their segment 1 on LinkedIn? Okay. So the student at 11:46 gave me that information. And then at 11:59, if you notice, I was probing because in parentheses, I was asking him questions very much similar to me asking you questions in this live session. Okay. And then at 12:01, the student goes, should I respond? And I said, of course, so then I can help you optimize it. And then if you notice at 12:12, just like you had an aha moment, the student gave me the rest of the information. And then at 12:51, I was able to optimize that thought so that they came across as most powerful. So you see, Fateh, your task is to communicate your results in the bullets with just enough facts or information such that it frames the accomplishment. Don't give anything else extra. Anything extra, you save it for the interview. Because of the fact that they're very busy. More questions? I think you got it.
No. Yeah, I think I understand.
So here's your homework, Fateh. I want you to send me a message on LinkedIn, and then I want you to say, hey, Bernie, this was segment 1, and you're going to send me all the 3 bullets, and then you're going to show me your rewrite. Okay?
Okay.
So you're going to say old, and then you're going to say new, and then either I ask you questions or I say, yeah, great job.
All right. Okay.
You cool?
Yep.
I think you got it. Any final questions, Fateh?
Yeah, so so for different jobs, would you recommend like changing the segment order or like adding different segments?
Well, that's exactly why you need to study the job description, because what do you think? Are all job descriptions the same?
No.
So what's the answer to your question?
So you should change it.
If you want to be effective, some people, they say, hey, that's too much time that I waste. Okay, so here's the recommendation to you. Sure, it sounds like it's a whole lot of time to quote unquote waste. However, you're more effective because you're giving them what they want. So what's the point of sending the same thing to 100 companies when you probably only relate to 2 versus only sending out 10 applications, but each of those 10 applications is very, very targeted, addressing what they're looking for. Which route do you want to take?
Probably the less but more effective.
Correct. So here's another suggestion for you, Fateh, to your very good question. You should have a resume master. It's actually not a resume. It's actually a repository master of all the bullets or any other information that's going to support you when you do your rewrites for resume and tailor it. Such that as you're going through the job descriptions, you kind of go through the job description and say, oh, they want that. Then you go to your repository and it's all set. So you just cut and paste. And then you go to the job description. Oh, they want that? You go to your repository and then you just paste. So it makes your life much, much easier in the tailoring function. Good question.
Okay.
More questions?
No, that was it.
Good job, man. So I guess I'll look for your segment 1 in on LinkedIn. And then if you do a good job, you know, I can say, I want to see your segment 2, or I can say, do the rest of your 3 segments. And it varies from student to student, obviously. And then you're much, much closer to the final version of your effective resume. Did this help?
Yes, it did.
All right, cool. I guess if you have any other questions while you're doing the work, please send me a message on LinkedIn.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Thank
Good to
you.
meet you, Fateh, and thank you for allowing us to share this group session. It's supposed to be a group session, but I have Fateh and Bernie as the group today. So thanks again. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
See you on LinkedIn, okay?
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.